Hello everyone, I'm Sarah of Rich Textures Crochet and welcome. Today we're going to learn how to crochet the Regal Stitch, which you can see here in front of you. This is a wonderfully textured crochet stitch. It's quite thick and I'm just loving the cluster stitches and front post stitches running throughout. This is your front side. I can flip it over here to the back side. You can see all the texture is to the front. Today for the tutorial I'm going to be using a 5mm or an H8 crochet hook. This is the Birchwood hook by Rowan, as well as a little bit of this Heather Lee yarn, which is by Knit Picks and We Crochet. There'll be links to these items in the description of this video. Also there in the description you'll find a direct link to the free written instructions, which are on richtexturescrochet.com. Also down in the description of this video, you'll find a direct link to my latest book, Barn Quilt Blankets. This book includes 5 beautifully designed crochet blankets, all featuring a geometric pattern, and that's there for you to check out in the description on how to purchase a paperback or an ebook version of this book. So thank you so much for joining me, and don't forget to subscribe while you're here. Take a look around. This channel is updated every single week with free crochet patterns and stitch tutorials. Let's grab our hooks and yarn and get started. Now our stitch today is worked in rows. We're going to start by making a slip knot, and then by working a foundation chain, and our foundation chain today will need to be any even number of stitches. So today I'm just going to go ahead and chain 20, maybe 22 stitches. I've just gone ahead and chained 22 chains. Once you've worked your foundation chain with an even number of stitches, you're going to begin row 1 by working a single crochet into the second chain from your hook, and then single crochet into each stitch all the way across. At the end of row 1, you're going to chain 3 and turn your work. Your chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet stitch here and throughout, so you're always going to be working into the tops when you come across in the following row. For row 2, you're going to work a double crochet into your next stitch, and then double crochet into each stitch all the way across. At the end of row 2, you're going to chain 3 and turn your work. Now for row 3, we're going to begin working some of our front post cluster stitches. So into our next stitch, or around the post of our next stitch, we're going to work a front post cluster. To work your front post cluster, you're going to yarn over, bring your hook in front of your work and insert your hook from the front, around back, and out through the front again around the post of that next stitch. Yarn over, draw up a loop. You're going to repeat that once more. Yarn over, insert your hook around the post of the next stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and draw through 4 loops on your hook. You're then going to have 2 loops remaining, yarn over, and draw through the remaining 2 loops on your hook. That is your front post cluster stitch. You're then going to work a double crochet into the next stitch. Now repeat that all the way across. front post cluster around the post of the next stitch, followed by a double crochet into the post of the next. Front post cluster and double crochet into the top of the next, all the way across until you come to your final stitch, which is your turning chain. When you come all the way across at the end of row 3 and have one stitch remaining, which is your turning chain 3, you're going to finish off the row with a double crochet just into the top of that turning chain. That brings you to the end of your row 3. You can chain 1 and turn your work. Now for row 4, we're going to begin by working a single crochet into the top of our first stitch. You're then going to work a front post single crochet. However, it's worked slightly differently than some of the other front post stitches you may be used to. So to work our front post single crochets, we're actually going to begin in the same stitch as the previous stitch. So we're working in the same stitch as the single crochet, and you're going to bring your hook in front of your work, insert your hook under the top 2 loops of that stitch, around the post, and then out under the top 2 loops of the next stitch. Yarn over, draw up a loop, and complete your single crochet. You're going to repeat that, working front post single crochet stitches all the way across. So beginning in the same stitch as the previous stitch, insert your hook around the post and out through under the top 2 loops of the next stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, and complete your single crochet. You're going to do this all the way across. Again, always beginning in the same stitch as the previous stitch. What this is going to do is it's going to push the tops of your stitch forward, but it's not going to be as pronounced as if you would have worked around the complete post of the stitch before. So it's just going to give us a shorter ridge of texture running along the top. So repeat that all the way across until you come to your final stitch. When you come all the way across, you have your turning chain remaining. You're going to finish off this row simply by working a single crochet into the top of your turning chain. You're then going to chain 1 and turn your work. You should now see that ridge of texture running along the top of your fabric. Now for row 5, we're simply going to work a single crochet into the top of your first stitch and then into each stitch all the way across. At the end of your row 5, chain 3 and turn your work. And as for the repeats in this pattern, that is it. You're going to repeat your rows 2, 3, 4, and 5 your row 2, beginning with the double crochet in the next stitch and then each stitch across. So repeat rows 2, 3, 4, and 5 for as long as you would like, and then you can fasten off and weave in your ends. Now it's up to you where you'd like to finish off the repeat. I finished off my repeat earlier here at the end of a repeat of row 4 with my front post stitches. So it's really up to you where you'd like to end off. But that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you happen to make something with this Regal Stitch and share it on social media, do be sure to tag Rich Textures Crochet. I always love to come by and admire your work. So until next time, happy crocheting. Bye.